So there's this little clip that is going ultra viral right now of a woman that appears to have had a botched BBL and botched plastic surgery work done on her face. And I'll be honest, I'm not trying to be mean, but she looks disturbing. And I think this clip going viral is kind of opening up the door a tidbit to a conversation that we definitely need to have in this country. And that is a conversation about plastic surgery, about constantly altering one's appearance, because I feel like we have created this new reality where no one has to look like how they are supposed to look. And this is causing a lot of women, I feel like, to be depressed. And there's unrealistic beauty standards. And for the most part, in the long run, a lot of the women who are getting this work done on themselves, they eventually start ruining themselves. They ruin their appearance. They start looking like freaking aliens and stuff. Also, some of this plastic surgery, it's being done in a way that it makes you look good in pictures when you hit certain angles. But when people see you in person, in public, it's like you have these unrealistic curves and angles in your faces and stuff. And it does not translate in person, you know, the way that it does on camera. It's hard for me to explain, but I think some of you all get what I'm saying here. And I want to be clear. I have no problem with people doing what they want to do to make themselves happy. So if you feel the need to get some work done, then go do you. You know what I mean? I don't judge people for it. I just think that a lot of women, most women, all women, I don't think they need it. Especially not to the extent that we're seeing now. It's like it started off with people getting a few minor things done. Now people look like completely different people. And like I said, they're starting to look like freaking aliens and stuff. It's weird. And here in Florida, listen, I am exposed to a lot of BBLs. Some nicer than others. But I can tell you, I prefer natural booty over a BBL any day of the week. I prefer natural beauty as opposed to man-made beauty. And I'm not saying that every woman with a BBL or plastic surgery looks bad. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying what I prefer. And I think a lot of other men prefer that as well. But another thing that's happening is it's not just about people botching their appearances. You know, people are dying and people are getting desperate. They're flying to other countries. They're getting cheap work done. And they're putting their lives on the line in many cases to get this work done on their bodies. And often it doesn't come out looking right. Just like this woman we're about to go ahead and look at right now. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
Mira, yo a María Félix lo único que tengo que decir es que fue la mujer más bella que existió en México, la que nos representó en todo el mundo, la que nos llevó, que nos dio a conocer a todos los mexicanos por su belleza, por su inteligencia, porque era una mujer muy inteligente y muy bella.
So this woman is going viral right now, and I think you all get it. I think you all see why. I don't think I should have to explain it. I'm not trying to be mean here. But a lot of people are making fun of her online. But I actually did some research into her, and she's actually a woman by the name of Lyn May, I believe, who is actually a renowned dancer and actress from Mexico who was famous like mainly back in the 70s and 80s. And let me say, she looked good. She looked good. And I'm a fan of women aging gracefully as well. You know, like when you see people like Madonna and stuff, that's very disturbing to me. You know, I don't want to see a woman Madonna's age looking and acting the way she does with, you know, the terrible amounts of plastic surgery and work that she's done on herself. She just looks unnatural. She doesn't look like something from planet Earth. She doesn't look like a creature of God. You know what I mean? So I'm no fan of people doing that to themselves. But apparently, Lyn May I guess as she was aging, people tried to talk her into getting some work done on herself. And there's actually a really creepy, scary story out there about how this went down. Apparently, allegedly, around the peak of her career, she was persuaded by someone who she thought was a friend, who was actually just jealous of her appearance, and she convinced her to undergo facial injections. Now, she thought that the injections were just going to be collagen solutions, but it was actually a mixture of cooking oil, baby oil, and water. And it caused her face to become disfigured and look the way that it looks now. Now, this is the story that is out there, a story that I found about why her face looks this way. Now, before some of you all judge her, I would say this. Do you all really know? Do you think most women really know what they're injecting in their face when they go and get this type of work done? No. For all they know, it could be this same mixture. They don't know. Most people, I would say 99.9% of people, have no idea what they're injecting into their bodies and faces when they go do these procedures. So if this could happen to her, it could happen to you. But at the same time, I'm looking at this story and I'm somewhat skeptical because this Lyn May character seems to be kind of eccentric. There's some, oh man, she has a weird background, okay? For example, one of her husbands died and she admitted that she dug up his body and slept with him next to her in bed for a while until her mother kind of talked her out of doing it anymore. So for a while there, she was sleeping next to her dead husband that she dug out of his grave. This is what she admitted. She claimed that she had an affair with like the president of Mexico at one point. And recently, just a couple of years ago, she was claiming that she was pregnant at the age of 68. So there's a lot of weird, wild stuff out there when it comes to this woman. And I don't know how much of it is true. So I don't know if the results of what happened to her face was really like some type of evil attack from a jealous friend, or if this woman just botched herself to the point that she looks like that and she's making excuses for how she looks now. I don't know. But I will say that we've seen several people, entertainers in America, who aren't too far behind looking like her. Like Little Kim, that's someone that comes to mind when I think of these botched plastic surgeries. And I don't know, folks, it's just a disturbing trend. And I'll take it back. Once again, like I said, I live in Florida, which is like the capital of seeing people with BBLs. It literally is. If you're not someone living in Florida with a BBL, you're someone that's traveling to Florida to travel abroad to get a BBL, right? So nonstop, all day long, I'm surrounded by BBLs. And at one point, a few years ago, for the most part, the BBLs and the plastic surgery looked okay. But now it's like this alarming rate of BBLs, and so many of them look ungodly. That like people are walking around looking like ants, like Pixar Bugs characters. It's really weird, folks. I'm telling you, as this continues trending and more women are going to get work done on their bodies, they're not caring anymore about where they go. They just want it. They need it now. And I am telling you, you might not take my word for it, but as someone that lives in Florida who is subjected to this stuff every day, it is alarming the amount of fake butts that are around me 24/7 and how they're starting to look. They are forming into unnatural shapes that's not even sexy. It's not even attractive, folks. But the more and more people get their, work done on their bodies, the more and more other people do. And it's kind of like a social contagion. And there's horror stories every day around where I live of people who are not making it off the table. So I just wanted to put out this video to kind of, warn people like, be careful out there. Obviously, do what you want. You don't got to take my word for it. You don't got to take my advice. But be careful. Don't end up like this woman. Don't end up like some of the brick box booty SpongeBob SquarePants BBLs that I see walking around Miami and different places in Florida. But for now, let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell. And I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.